Hi there and welcome to Fertile Bloom. My name is Tanya Neely and today I'll be sharing with you some ideas to help you manage stress and anxiety when you're trying to conceive over the holidays. It can be a super stressful time filled with conversations you might want to avoid and a lot of emotions, thoughts, and feelings that come up. Before we get to our yoga practice, I really wanted to take a few minutes to chat with you about the kinds of things that can cause stress and anxiety when you're trying to conceive over the holidays, and then give you a few tips as well. So we'll work on some things on the yoga mat, and I'll give you some ideas for off the yoga mat too. Now, the holidays are supposed to be a joyful time, a time of gathering with families, a time of gratitude and thankfulness and love. And it is for so many reasons. And when you're trying to conceive, it can also be incredibly stressful and anxiety producing. There are a lot of different things that can contribute to anxiety and stress when you're trying to conceive during the holidays. So let's just highlight a few. First and foremost, those lovely family gatherings. Our families are wonderful and it's fantastic to spend the holidays with them. And often they come along with conversations that we either want to avoid or simply just cannot manage having. Questions or comments that we really don't want to field this year. And we need to find a way to just get ourselves through the holiday and enjoy it as much as we can for what it is, especially if we haven't seen that positive pregnancy test. If there is a comment or question that especially just gets under your skin, please comment below, let it out, get it out, share it with this community. I'm sure we've all been there at some point. Now, it would be really great if our friends and family, and sometimes even strangers that we might meet at holiday parties, could be more compassionate and aware and understanding of our struggles or what we're going through. However, like it or not, the only person that we can really manage in this situation is ourselves and our own response. So let's try to take the onus of responsibility off of someone else when they might not know us, they might not understand the struggles that we're going through, or they really might be coming from a place of love and not realize how much it affects us. Another thing that can bring up a lot of frustration and emotion, stress and anxiety over the holidays is comparison. So as you're getting to these family gatherings or parties and things like that, and you're noticing other people or you're hearing other people are pregnant, or you already know that they're, a sister or a cousin is pregnant, or let's say someone posts on Facebook a pregnancy announcement in a super cute way, it's really easy to start comparing yourself and judging yourself and blaming yourself and just getting really frustrated and hard on yourself. You can also start to compare what would have been if you might have experienced a miscarriage or a loss. The holidays can be a bitter reminder of another year gone past or a reminder of what you could have had at some point. And lastly, the holidays are often considered a season of hope. And depending on your beliefs, it could be a season of miracles. So many of us really want to be able to surprise our family with a positive pregnancy test or surprise ourselves with the gift of that. And when it doesn't happen, again, all of those thoughts and feelings and emotions can come flooding back in. It can get really discouraging when it doesn't happen and really, really difficult to deal with emotionally. Today, I'm going to guide you through a yoga practice to help you manage that stress and anxiety. But I'd also like to give you some tips, as I mentioned before, that you can use off the mat to help you as well. First and foremost, you might want to consider taking a break from trying to conceive over the holidays. It's one less thing on the to-do list. It's one less thing that you need to pay attention to. November to January can be really stressful even if you're not trying to conceive. And let's be honest, trying to conceive can really suck the joy out of your holiday season. Taking an intentional break from trying to get pregnant could be really helpful for you and your partner. Make sure to have that discussion together and decide how you want to approach it this year. Next up, know your triggers and be prepared. Whether it's that post on Facebook or it's that conversation at a dinner party, Know those things that will really get under your skin and trigger all those thoughts and emotions around trying to get pregnant. I mentioned before that we can't manage or control other people, but we can decide how we want to show up and the kind of response we want to have. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to get it perfect every time. That doesn't mean that a thought or an emotion is going to flood your body or overwhelm you. Of course, that can happen. We are all human. But you get to decide your boundaries. You get to consider in advance the kinds of responses you want to give to comments and questions that you might get. And this can be as simple as a very polite, "Excuse me for a moment," and simply leaving a conversation. During some of the holidays, you might consider taking a complete social media break if that's something that triggers emotions for you as well. Knowing that there might be announcements or a lot of sharing of family photos or photos of babies, if that really gets under your skin at this time of year, consider taking a little break. There's nothing wrong with not so much screen time. And last but not least, bring some tools with you, whether that is a guided meditation you found here, a pranayama practice, whether you come back to a yoga video that you have found here or elsewhere, a mantra that you like to use, or even an essential oil like peace that can help you get an immediate grounding response in your body and give you time to really breathe deeply so that you can create some space between the trigger and the response that you want to give. Make sure you have some tools in your back pocket. Last but not least, I'm going to invite you to be intentional this year and conscientiously choose to focus on what you do have rather than what you don't have. That doesn't mean you won't think about trying to get pregnant. That doesn't mean you won't mourn or grieve a loss you might have experienced. That doesn't mean that you won't want to get pregnant. It simply means that this year you might focus on you and your partner. You might choose to focus on your family and the other wonderful things that you have right now. I'll invite you to create some space to enjoy all these wonderful people and relationships and things in your life that add so much color pre-baby. Now, if you want to jump into something that feels really cozy and grab your yoga mat, I'll share with you a sweet, slow flow yoga practice as well as a pranayama breathing technique you can use to better manage your stress and anxiety over the holidays. Let's do this together.
All right, friends, we are going to start off today in child's pose, and I just want to let you know the two tools that I've got with me today are my balance oil in the diffuser and that Peace essential oil blend that I mentioned earlier in the vlog video. So these great rollers are great. You can just roll them right on your pulse points, over the heart, anywhere you need it, palm of the hand, and as always, take some time to rub those palms together, cup and inhale. Draw those aromatics in and allow them to really start to create some shift for you. You can also rub that right on the mat where we're going to be for child's pose today. So come on down to the mat, big toes to touch, knees wide if that feels good, and then walk those hands out, letting the forehead come to rest on the mat. When we think about the holiday season and trying to get pregnant, it can trigger a ton of stress and anxiety, thoughts and emotions that swirl through our brain. It can be a really frustrating and difficult season to manage. So know that your yoga mat is always available. You can come back to this practice anytime you need it. We are here to support and love on you. You are not alone. Start to deepen the breath intentionally. Often those events or comments or questions that trigger our stressors and trigger those emotions can cause us to take our breath way up into the throat or the collarbone and make it very shallow. That signals to our body to release more of those hormones that make us want to fight or slap somebody in the face or run away and hide. And so we want to start to train ourselves to respond rather than react. We can do that by intentionally deepening the breath. And we'll soften through the face, the eyes, the jaw, and soften through the abdomen. If you're sucking it in or holding it in any way, let it out. It's just you and me. A nice soft belly allows the diaphragm to move freely. It allows you to take a really good deep breath, filling the lungs, feeling the rib cage expand in all directions, front to back, side to side, up and down. As you inhale, imagine a raindrop landing in a pond and how that concentric circle expands in all directions. And as you exhale, hit rewind and watch that circle come back in towards the drop. Keep that image in your mind as you deepen your inhale and empty out your exhale. I'm going to walk our hands over to the left side of the mat. Maybe the right palm rests on top of left, forehead comes back down to the mat. As you inhale, feel the right side body expand. Create some space between the ribs. Happy sighs, always welcome. And we'll slowly take it over to the other side. Maybe left palm rests on top of right. Again, deep inhale, draw the shoulders away. Full exhale. Walk those hands back to center. And come on up. We'll meet up here in tabletop. Spread those fingers wide, press down through the palms, the knuckles, aligning shoulders over wrists and hips over the knees. We'll start with our cat and cow. Inhale, drop the chest, drop the belly, lift the chin long through the back of the neck. And exhale, curl it in, tuck it in. Inhale, release it out. Finding a nice arc in the back. Exhale, curling inward. And start to move here with your own breath, riding each inhale to the top, riding each exhale, taking any barrel rolls or hip circles, any kind of organic movement that you need today. Often we could practice a little bit more self-care, not just during the holidays, but all throughout the year. We could practice tuning into what our body needs, what's just enough, where the boundary is for that day. One last exhale, and we'll meet in tabletop. Nice. Let's curl those toes under. Shift the hips up for down dog. Take time here to pedal it out, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe drawing the shoulders up towards the ears and then letting them drape down the back, wagging hips from side to side. All the time breathing that nice deep full breath. We'll find an inhale here together and open the mouth, exhale. One more like that. Exhale it out. Let's take one more actually. And let it go. Bring the gaze forward. Let's walk those feet slowly up to the top. Keep them hip width apart for ragdoll, hinging at the hips. You can keep the hands on the floor, or you can bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. Let the head be really heavy. Those nice big exhales are really good ones to let out any heat, any anger, any fiery energy that needs to make its way out. Take one more good breath here. We'll release the hands, heel toe those feet a little closer together, tuck the tail, curl your way all the way up, letting the hands reach out to either side, extending fingers overhead, palms come to touch, and then draw them down in front of the heart. Close the eyes, tune in, check in. Lift all 10 toes, spread them wide, and press them down as though you're leaving a footprint in the sand. Knees are soft, pelvis is relaxed. Softening through the face, the shoulders. You can join me in my intention today or create your own. Today I choose to respond rather than react, to respect my boundaries, and to care for myself with kindness and compassion. We're going to take some big body movements to really let out some of the stress, the anxiety, the energy that comes along with that. So on an inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, hinge forward, let the arms swing. And inhale, sweep it up. Hands come into heart center. We've got 3 more. Inhale, sweep it high. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more just like that. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, sweep the arms. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, hands in. Last one. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, inhale, reach tall. Exhale, hands come back through heart center. Nice. We're going to slow it down here. So inhale, ride the breath, reach the arms high. Exhale, press it down like a French press or maybe a wine cork, blowing the exhale out. 2 more. Inhale, sweep it high. Exhale, take it down with intention. Take up space. 1 more. Inhale, sweep it wide. And exhale, press it down. Nice. Let's take a little twist. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Ride the breath. Exhale, open twist. Right hand reaches back. Left hand reaches forward. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, draw the hands back, interlace them behind the body. Inhale, reach the knuckles down, puff through the chest, and exhale, fold it forward. Nice. Maybe the hands stay interlaced here. Maybe opposite hand reaches for opposite elbow. Bend the knees as much as you need to make this feel really good and really comfortable. And notice how the breath feels and where it lands for you in your body right now. Take 1 more full breath cycle here. Good, and we'll slowly take the hands down. Come to a half lift. Draw the palms up towards that hip crease. Press into the thigh bones. Push the crown of the head away from the hips for 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take the left hand right above the left knee, straightening through the right leg, bending through that left knee. On an inhale, sweep the right arm open. Getting a nice big stretch through the IT band, maybe in the glute, to relax that left shoulder. Breathing deeply. And swap it out. The right hand comes above right knee, bend that right knee, straighten the left. Inhale, sweep the left arm nice and high. Feeling into sensation in the body. Breathing deeply. And come back to center. Nice. Fold it forward. And we'll inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Let's inhale, sweep it high. Exhale, fold it forward. Half lift here. Exhale, plant those hands, walk it back to a plank. Pause here, draw the shoulder blades together, release through the pelvis. Find a deep inhale. Nice, we're gonna come all the way down to the mat. Maybe you drop the knees, maybe you take a little push-up Front body comes all the way down. Curl those toes under. Let's take the hands out wide, coming up onto the fingertips. On an inhale, peel the chest up. Little pressure in the fingers. Exhale, curl it down. 2 more. Inhale, peel it up. And exhale down. Last one. Peel it up. Exhale it down. Let's take those hands right underneath the shoulders. Press it back up to tabletop. And take it down to child's pose. As I mentioned before, when we are stressed or anxious, we really let our breath get away from us. And when our breath gets away from us, our emotions and our mind can get away from us as well. Come back to the breath. When you notice those feelings of stress or anxiety, when someone asks you that question, when are you going to make me a grandma? Aren't you guys going to have kids? Before you respond, see if you can take a really deep, full breath. Nice. So we're going to come back up to tabletop. I'm going to come into puppy pose. So we're going to keep my hips up nice and high. Walk those hands out, bringing my forehead down. Come up to tabletop. We're going to take puppy pose. So I'm going to keep my hips up high. I'm going to walk my hands out, bringing the forehead down to the mat. If that feels a little bit too intense in the shoulders, you can always put a block under the forehead, lift it up a little bit. And then notice if those toes like to curl up towards the ankles, send them back down. You can also bring chin to the mat if that feels good, but really this is a big shoulder opener, a big heart opener. So pay attention to what your body needs today. Soften where you can soften. Breathe into the heart. And exhale. Breathe in a whole lot of love and self-compassion. Exhale a whole lot of stress. Nice. We'll slowly slide the hips back through child's pose. Come up to tabletop. Curl those toes. Downward dog. Nice full breath cycle here. We'll lift the right toes, pointing, extending through that leg, and then pigeon pose. Draw the knee, draw the leg through, laying it on the mat. Extend through that left leg, pointing the toes back and down. And if this feels like way too much, you can put a block or a pillow right underneath that right hip. Give yourself a little more space. On an inhale, find some length. On an exhale, slowly deepen into your pigeon. Maybe you stay right up here on the hands or the fingertips. Maybe you come down to the forearms. Maybe you take the elbows wide and bring the forehead to rest on the hands. Know that one side might be different than the other. Wherever you are, see where you can relax and soften and sink. And bring to mind that image of that drop in the pond on your inhale, the chest, the belly expanding in all directions. And on the exhale, hit reverse, rewind, take it back in. Inhaling and exhaling. One more. And exhale. And slowly come up. We're going to rock onto that right hip so that I can bring the left leg around for a seated twist. So left foot plants maybe to the inside of that right leg. Maybe it crosses over. Just pay attention to the sits bones. Make sure they're both connected to the earth. Left hand comes behind you. Whew, out of the way, bangs. Inhale, reach the right arm high. And then exhaling into your twist. Notice how the breath lands in the body when it's slightly constricted. And notice how your body feels right now in a relaxed state. Know that you can achieve this, you can come back to this simply by lengthening the breath. by finding a little bit of power in the pause. And slowly release. Take those hands behind you, rock back so you can cross at the ankles and roll it on over. Step the right foot back, step the left foot back, plank pose. Find an inhale here. You've got it. Stay here for 5. You can do hard things. I know you can. 3, 2, and 1. On an exhale, take it to down dog. Nice. Left leg raises high, point through the toes. And when you're ready, pigeon pose, pull that knee through. Laying the right leg long. Inhale for length. Take any block or adjustment you need here. And exhale, sinking into your pigeon. Again, finding the just right stopping point for you today. Listening to the story that your body has to tell. Building your awareness muscle. Your awareness of your body, its signs and signals. Awareness of the emotions you have and how they move through you. Awareness of the thoughts in your mind and how they can sometimes contribute to stresses we might feel. Take one more good breath here. And exhale it out. Slowly come on up. Rock on that left hip and then bring that left leg around, finding the just right stopping point today. Left hand plants, inhale, right hand high. And exhale, finding your twist. Inhaling length, calm. Exhaling, finding depth and release. Take one more breath here. And exhale, bring it back to center. Again, we're going to rock back and just take soles of the feet to touch and spread those knees nice and wide for cobbler's pose or butterfly. Nice. We're going to take the soles of the feet to touch, and maybe you give yourself a little bit of a foot massage here if that feels good. I like to use my essential oils for that, and I do that a lot at nighttime before bed, just to wind down, calm down. We'll find a soft landing spot for the hands and leaning over. Maybe we press into the knees with the elbows, creating a big opening. Nice big stretch through the inner groin. See if you can extend that heart forward. You're here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring it up. All right, let's take those legs out nice and long for Paschimottanasana. Find those sits bones one more time. Flex the toes back towards the nose. Inhale, sweep the arms high. And exhale, fold it forward, hinging at the hips. Let the knees bend as much as you need. Finding a soft landing spot again for those hands, maybe the toes, sides of the feet, the ankles, maybe the shins. As you inhale, see if you can lengthen the spine, reach the heart a little bit forward, and as you exhale, maybe the chest comes a little closer to the thigh bones, or maybe the backs of the knees come a little closer to the mat. Take a few good deep breaths here, filling the back body with the breath with each inhale, and exhaling. Slowly walk it up and get ready for our pranayama before we come into Shavasana today. So if you would like a block or blanket or a pillow to sit on, please grab that now and come on back. All right, friends, I've got my pillow underneath my hips, a little bit of extra support, and it just kind of feels good and nice and soft. So we're going to come to a seated position for our pranayama practice today. And we're going to start out with an equal count breath. That means 4 counts in, 4 counts out. We'll do that a few times together, and then I'm going to guide you to start to lengthen your exhale 1 count at a time. So taking a 4 count inhale, followed by a 5 count exhale. An easy way to help you start to lengthen the breath is to blow out like you were blowing a balloon or blowing the fluff off of a dandelion. So simply pursing the lips and helps to slow down the breath and slow down that exhale. So let's get settled in. Find a comfortable spot. For the hands on the knees, maybe palms down if you need some extra grounding and stabilization today, or palms up if there's something that you need to receive. And one last time, check in with that alignment. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. Notice where you can soften in your body, to the face, the shoulders, maybe the knees. Just notice where your breath lands right now. It's a great idea to do pranayama breathing practices after some kind of asana practice. Gets your body comfortable and ready to sit for a little bit longer. Let's take a nice exhale together. And we'll start with a 4 count inhale. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4. We'll start to increase the count. 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And keep that own count going in your own head. Maybe a 6 count exhale is comfortable for you. Maybe it's 4, maybe it's 8, doesn't matter. But keep your own count going with a little bit longer exhale than inhale. As we lengthen our exhale, we're signaling our parasympathetic nervous system, it's okay. I can handle this, I got this. I don't need to flee, I don't need to fight. I can stay right here with whatever's happening. I can handle it. This is also a really nice pranayama that you can easily do without anyone knowing or paying attention or noticing that you're doing anything different. It's a great one for office situations, presentations, it's school if you're a student, before tests, things like that, before a doctor's office, whatever those situations are that bring up stress or anxiety for you. And of course, holidays and those family gatherings or parties or other obligations. Take one more full breath cycle wherever you are. We'll slowly open the eyes, bring those hands into heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today for this slow flow and pranayama breathing practice. As always, the light in me sees you and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.